What's up, everybody? Good day. Hey. Welcome to my page. And today we are going to be reading from A Course in Miracles, lesson 43. That's right. That's the 43rd lesson in the course in what? A Course in Miracles is a course for changing the purpose that you've given to perception in order to forget what meaning you've given and let it supposedly take the projections of the meaning you've given it, all of perception, and flip it to where it becomes forgiveness. That's what it's for. It's for giving. What am I giving to this? What am I using this for? Consciously, what would I will to use this for? What is my true will holy for? What is it not, like, in some mischievous way, halfway for, like, sort of like, that's the tiny mad idea. That's the what if there was something other than the truth. That's the what if I was separate from what is. What if there was something other than what is? What if something what if I opposed what it was? What if I fucked shit up in some ways, eh? And then alchemy within the story is the repurposing of a thing, turning poison into power, turning shit into a flower, turning lockdown into open the fuck up, y'all. Goodness gracious. Definitely, those words are not said in any way as a curse on my page here. If you or someone you know are hearing this, you think feels some bad way about the sound that I made, called, like, intensifier words, F-U-C-K, is, a pretty common one in English language. Know that it is my will that we join in seeing beyond symbols of separation to what joins us actually. Instead of propping up the meaning of problems where there is nothing inherent, even in the story of the dream, inherently, like, sort of not good or not taken care of, when I said, man, I fucking love you, hey? You who hears this, however you do, I love you. I wish you well no matter what, actually. Sometimes I know there's, like, certain relevancies in my own lived life, like I'm supposed to be in certain ways and not in certain ways, and those people are part of my spheres, my circles, my tribes in some ways, and those people for whatever reason aren't. Everyone in my sphere, I bless you all with the knowledge that God is here. And God is, like, when somebody says the word God, oh my godness, hey? You can, like, say, like, what do you mean? Meaningfully. Maybe what meaning is what God is. God is meaning, maybe. Meaning making, maybe. Maybe clarity of specifics, possibly. And where you believe in specifics, God meets you with his Holy Spirit. Oh my godness. And that is a part of this lesson today. His Holy Spirit is the spirit or the quality of wholeness, actually. And this word in English has a cool, playful power in it, because it is, the whole is what all of everything is together, and a whole is supposedly something that seems to be missing. And those pivot points in your story, in the story, used for forgiveness, for forgiving, they can be used amazingly. There was a lesson some little while ago that was, it wasn't exactly this, but let's say that it was. The lesson name was, I am very holy. There is a lesson that sentence is in it, but that's the second part of it. I don't remember what the first part is. My mind is part of God's. Yeah, my mind is part of God's. See, sometimes I'm like, why did the Course put the word that way? And I don't find it till later. So now I'm noticing my mind is part of God's. This is the meaning making. Mind means meaning making in some meaningful way. And so I can say what the meaning I'm choosing to shine through the holes in the scenes of my stories is that the light gets to shine real bright through those areas right now, actually. Salvation is now holy. It doesn't happen in the unfolding of time. It will seem to, and in the happy dream it does seem that the scenes of the dream become filled with shareable miracle parables, and symbols of forgiveness. Everything is uncompromisingly givenness. So anyways, this previous lesson, my mind is part of God's. I am very holy. And then I think in that lesson that 3 times a day, 5 minutes, something like that maybe, you say, my mind is part of God's. I am very holy. Slowly, while looking around at your world slowly. Maybe a few times. I'm kind of, this might not be exactly right. Close your eyes, say it slowly, and then look for places in your mind, in the mind, in my mind, in his mind, in its mind, in the mind, where it seems there are what we can call, if we are authentic about our emotional honesty, what would be something like unloving thoughts. So when we find them in our mind, we say to ourselves, my unloving thoughts about blank, whatever it is, situation, person, thing, behavior, attitude, story, whatever it be, my unloving thoughts about blank are keeping me in hell. Seem to be, I would say, just in my own way, to be helpful in a way that the Spirit feels to use me through. My unloving thoughts about blank seem to be keeping me in hell, but the truth is, I am very holy. But I am very holy. My unloving thoughts about blank seem to be or are keeping me in hell, period. But I am very holy is exactly the way the Course in Miracles has it. But the truth is, you could add in, the Course in Miracles encourages us to permutate with the truth, actually. Let it sort of allow yourself to do your own impromptu, scatty jazz speaking in cool ways. Let the truth of the messages the Course gives to you, and anywhere on your course that it comes from, whether that be from the Tao Te Ching or the guy next to you at the bookstore or something, doesn't matter. Let the Spirit work with it all and let it all just permutate in your mind. So anyway, my mind is very holy. My mind is part of God's. God is my source. I cannot see apart from him. God is my source. Wholeness is my source. Creation is my creator. Source is almost redundant, actually. Source is my source. God, holy God. I cannot see apart from him, from God. I cannot see apart from wholeness. When I think I'm apart from wholeness, I'm not seeing. And so much of the quality of our dreaming is like it's qualitatively added to by these undercurrents of, you could trace them back to the belief in the emotional feeling is, I am a separate thing from reality, one life to live. And I actually think that's fine to try on. Sometimes I think it can be, everything's good to try on. The Course in Miracles says actually to us that, says you needn't believe these things. It says you probably will actively resist them, but do try them on. It doesn't say it this way, but basically, hear them, listen, repeat, practice according to how it says, and it will have an effect on you. The truth is an idea in your mind. It is there for you to find. And the only time it can be found is in the holy instant, actually. Salvation is now. Holy instant immersion. A holy instant immersion now. Okay, perception is not an attribute of God. Okay. Because perception, why? I'm not exactly sure. Have me know if you're hearing this. Why is it that perception is not an attribute of God? Distinctly, according to the Course. I'm going to ask ChatGPT later, okay? His is the realm of knowledge, okay. Oh, yeah, okay, I can see the distinction here. Already answering me, A Course in Miracles. Yet he has created the Holy Spirit as the mediator between perception and knowledge. Okay, so the Holy Spirit was created, I would distinctly like to say made, as a response to the dream of illusion, to use illusion for a holy purpose, repurposing the dream to be a happy thing, a miracle wherein everything was made for the purpose of that truth would enter not everything, all the things we thought ought to be other than the truth in some way, like in a story we wanted. The truth came to say, hey, this is just a story. And we were like, no, you're trying to kill what we believe we are. So we made the place, the planet. We made the world. We made the universe to be a place where truth could enter not and where God would not be. Where there would be a defense against the truth. Because we felt like it was going to kill what we believe ourselves to be. We took seriously the tiny mad idea. We projected out what a world would look like if it were based on a tiny mad idea. Which is, what if there was something other than the truth against what is? And it was like, oh no, that would be like wars. That would be like arguments. That would be like people that are mad at each other. That'd be like the symbol of the angry world in some way. Hey, there's more here to find than that. And there's that. And a part of waking up is addressing the effects of the tiny mad idea. Being able to describe them honestly has us know through contrast what we actually know we don't want. And comparatively, letting go into what we know we do want, which is like unlimitedly true. Unlimitedness, our wholeness. Like something like, you are you, unlimitedly you. And the truth is true, unlimitedly true. Anything you think about it is a limitation, and it is beyond whatever your opinion is of it. Anyway, okay. Yet he, God, created, I said made, the Holy Spirit. God, it doesn't matter, actually. There's some distinctions that they don't exactly map over perfectly. The Course in Miracles so maps over itself really consistently. And sometimes it doesn't perfectly. And I think that's because words never do this, actually. So we get to need to be gracious with reality. And let it be meaningfully, helpfully meaningful within the realm of decisions, which we made up as a thing given to him. Hey, the power of decision is yours. Let me give it to you, Holy Spirit. Decide for me. Holy, in the way of the quality of spirit, of holiness. Okay. Anyways, paragraph number 1, sentence number 4. Without this link with God, perception would have replaced knowledge forever in your mind. Without this link with God, perception would have replaced knowledge forever in your mind. Yeah, that's true. And this link with God is called here Holy Spirit, and the Holy Spirit teaches us to make everything that what we want to give it for, giveness, the clear clarity to see beyond, through, underneath, prior to the apparent world appearing. There is a world worth sharing. It's given now. Without this link with God, perception would have replaced knowledge forever in your mind. With this link with God, perception will become so changed and purified that it will lead to knowledge. That is its function as the Holy Spirit sees it. Therefore, that is its function in truth. Knowledge's function as the Holy Spirit sees it is that it be changed and purified so that it lead to knowledge. Therefore, that is its function in truth, that perception be changed and purified to lead to knowledge. What is knowledge? I'm just going to let that. What is knowledge? What is it not? What is it holy? Is it anything other than whole? Ever? Is that true knowledge then, actually? Anyway, paragraph number 2. In God you cannot see. Perception has no function in God and does not exist. some way I would say, in God you do not have a story, is like a synonym there that I think is helpfully powerful. In God you cannot see. In God you do not have a story. You do not project. All of perception is made of projection. Okay, cool. Perception has no function in God and does not exist. God is beyond story. Yet in salvation, which is the undoing of what never was, perception has a mighty purpose. I perceive your character to have one with me. This is the gathering of mighty companions, actually, made by the Son, the S-U-N, the shiny one of God, for an unholy purpose. Made up originally for an unholy purpose. It must become the means for the restoration of his holiness to his awareness. The unholy perception is this, again, tiny mad idea. What if there was something other than the truth? Perception has no meaning. It is not meaningful, yet does the Holy Spirit give it a meaning very close to God's. God's is wholly empty of any thinking, anything you thought ought to be. It ought to be this way. If only if it was this way. It was all, that'd be great, but she was wearing that green dress, though. There's some, nitpickingness, finding of grievance, which we think we want or something like that, when actually we know we want just peace, dude. Peace. And we can have, and we can affect through the peace we can have by affecting, by giving. We receive, actually. The way we know we have is by giving when it comes to true things. Yet does the Holy Spirit give it meaning very close to God's. Healed perception becomes the means by which the Son of God forgives his brother and thus forgives himself. Healed perception, bringing perception together, all of projection, recognizing that, I thought I wanted this, which was basically, again, symbolically, just this mischievous, natural idea, and some unnatural idea that it's fine for the mind to consider. And then this is God's cleanup time to say, hey, the effects of that thinking, with the powerful mind of God, putting it through that filter. Look at all of what it seemed to do, hey? Let's undo it from your mind. Let's have that story unwind. Let's remember this message we get from even one of our, in the human story, seemingly dark characters. He gave us a really beautiful poem, which goes real simple. We separate, but for the chance at reuniting. Oh, how fun. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Man, my mind just went lots of ways with that song. The permutation of playfulness in it, in my mind, is really beautifully, no holds barred, intense, and grateful for its capacity for sacredness and for silliness and for sarcasm and sincerity in some big, wonderful ways. Paragraph number 3. You cannot see apart from God because you cannot be apart from wholeness, from Godness, from your Father Creator, from your source. Whatever you do, you do in Him, actually. Because whatever you think with His mind, actually. The power of God is all there is in everything, of source, from source, unconnected, or not disconnected. There we go. If vision is real, if vision is real, and it is real to the extent to which it shares the Holy Spirit's purpose, then you cannot see apart from God. The Holy Spirit's purpose is to see beyond the story, to God, where there is no story, where there is no perception. Seeing through perception to the place of unlimited, great, unstoppable light with nothing in sight, the kingdom within the great rays of eternity. Paragraph number 4. 3 5-minute practice periods are required today. One as early and one as late as possible in the day. The third may be undertaken at the most convenient and suitable time that circumstance and readiness permit. So one in the morning, one in the evening, third in the middle sometime. At the beginning of these practice periods, repeat the idea for today to yourself with eyes open. Then glance around you for a short time, applying the idea specifically to what you see. 4 or 5 subjects for this phase of the practice period are sufficient. You might say, for example, God is my source. I cannot see this desk apart from Him. Whatever this desk is. God is my source. I cannot see this dashboard. There's a dashboard right there. Apart from him. Whatever it is. 4 to 5 subjects. God is my source. I cannot see this or that blank apart from him. Paragraph number 5. Although this part of the exercise should be relatively short, be sure that you select subjects for this phase of practice indiscriminately without self-directed inclusion or exclusion. Notice how often the Course has us, if you read the workbook, so often it tells us, be sure the subjects of the phase of practice are chosen indiscriminately without self-directed inclusion or exclusion. Interesting. Generalization. Strong practice of generalization. 4. The second and longer phase, close your eyes. Repeat today's idea again. For the second and longer phase, close your eyes. Repeat today's idea again. God is my source. I cannot see apart from him. Second. Repeat today's idea, and then let whatever relevant thoughts occur to you add to the idea in your own personal way. Thoughts such as, I see through the eyes of forgiveness. I see the world as blessed. The world can show me myself. Can. That one's the world can show me. Can the world show you yourself, Joey? Somebody asks me. They don't have to call me Joey. They just say to this face, can the world show you yourself? Can the world show me myself? Can. Can is my favorite word, and it meaningfully means can in this way. I think I can sober-mindedly say, and with creativity and justification, that yes. Also, I could say that it can't, too, in ways that I could creatively justify and understand that would make sense as well. Anyway, I'm wondering why that one's there. How is it that the word, I want to ask my friend David Hoffmeister. Hey, David, it says here that the world can show me myself. Is that true? Why is that true? It seems to contradict some things that the Course seems to say. But I'm fine with that, Meaningfully, it must not. In the most meaningful ways, actually. I know. Not in our Course, actually, because that's the Course. It's uncompromising. You either get all of it or you get none of it. That's what it says. It will seem to unwind in the story and time of your character, but also in some big way, all or nothing, sort of. Okay. And any thought related more or less directly to today's idea is suitable. The thoughts need not bear any obvious relationship to the idea, but they should not be in opposition to it. Oh yeah, that's what I was just saying. They do not actually contradict it. The world can show me myself. There does seem to be places in the Course. It does call the question whether that's true or not. Actually, I think it seems to say that it's not true. The world cannot show me myself. It seems to say that, but whatever. I forgive it. I forgive in the moment, I got no problem with that. I do notice there is some subconscious, search for, if there's an opportunity to ask Course in Miracles friends, hey, why do you think that it is like that? It says that in lesson number 43, that the world can show me myself. But the Course in Miracles also says that you can't get yourself from the world or something like that. Why is that so? Course in Miracles friends, have me know. Paragraph number 6. If you find your mind wanders, if you begin to be aware of thoughts which are clearly out of accord with today's idea, or if you seem to be unable to think of anything, open your eyes, repeat the first phase of the exercise, period, and then attempt the second phase again. Do not allow any protracted period to occur in which you become preoccupied with irrelevant thoughts. Return to the first phase of the exercise as often as necessary to prevent this. In applying today's idea in the shorter practice periods, the form may vary according to the circumstances and situation in which you find yourself during the day. When you are with someone else, for example, try to remember to tell him silently, God is my source. I cannot see apart from him. When you are with someone else, for example, try to remember to tell him, God is my source. I cannot see apart from him. Tell him in your mind, or her, whoever you're with. This form is equally applicable to strangers as it is to those you think are close to you. In fact, try not to make distinctions of this kind at all. Apply it equally to everyone. Today's idea, this is so nice, I love this. Today's idea should be applied throughout the day to various situations and events that may occur, particularly to those which seem to distress you in any way. For this purpose, apply the idea in this form. God is my source. I cannot see apart from him. If no particular subject presents itself to your awareness at the time, merely repeat the idea in its original form. If no particular subject presents itself to your awareness at the time, merely repeat the idea in its original form. Try today to allow any longer periods of time to slip by without remembering today's idea. Try today to not to allow, man, my ADD is getting me. Try today not to allow any periods of time to slip by without remembering today's idea, and thus remembering your function. Don't forget, and always remember today, throughout your day, and every day, that God is your source. You have him wholly now, and you cannot see apart from him. The gifts you have of living come from your source. You are not separate in reality. There is no separation, actually, and you can experience this moment as salvation now, in the holy instant, remembering as you go throughout your day. When you see anyone who is on your path today, God is my source. I cannot see this or that, or him or her, apart from God now. Allow myself to happily remember this, giving this. To all of you, good day. I love you. Ciao.